Welcome to episode 2 of Leaf, Wing, and Sun. This is Dan Pfeiffer. Today we're taking a walk at Bowman Lake State Park near my home here in central New York. So why don't you come along with me on the journey as we wander down the road here. If you follow my articles on Medium, you know that this is one of my favorite parks here in central New York. Like I said, it's fairly close to my house. And I spend a lot of time here hiking, riding mountain bike, cross-country skiing, and of course camping. This campground was formed in the early 1960s, and it sits on about 900 acres of land and has about 200 campsites, I believe. And it's known for its really spaced out and large campsites. And in recent years, as you could see, they have put in some cabins. I think 5 or 6 of these cabins. Most do not have electric, but I think there are a couple that have electric. So it offers another option for camping here at Bowman Lake. So we'll continue down the road, and I'll show you some of the sites, or some more of the sites. This campground doesn't open until Memorial Day weekend, and it's known for being as neat as a pin in here. And as you can see now from the winter, there is some debris that they haven't cleaned up yet. Some branches down because it really gets a lot windy here. It's pretty high elevation. It's around anywhere between 18 and 1900 feet, and you probably can hear the wind blowing through the trees here a little bit today. This park is known for a large number of bird species, and since it's now getting near mid-April and we'll be getting into May, it's going to be reaching peak migration season. And I have the Merlin app running today, and I've already picked up a red crossbill. So we'll see what we get as we walk through as far as birds. As you can see, the sites are spaced out pretty good. These two are fairly close. This one here, 75, is one that we have reserved for the 4th of July, I believe. It's one we haven't tried before, but once it gets cleaned up in here, it looks it's pretty nice actually. It's very big, and it should give us a lot of room. Here I'm at the about the highest elevation in the park. I think it's around 1900 feet. And as you can see, we're going to head down the road here. The lake is down quite a bit further, and we'll keep dropping down in elevation until we get to the lake. Last year, my wife and I, we bought a pop-up camper. You probably know that maybe if you follow my articles. And the first one that we had since 2011. We had sold our camper then when my son graduated from high school, figuring that we wouldn't use it anymore. It was a pretty good size one that we had originally. And then last year we bought a very small pop-up, and we spent a total of 30 nights in it camping, which was pretty good. We spent 3 different weekends here, like I said, Memorial Day, 4th of July, and then one weekend in August. So we enjoyed it here. Also, we took, as you know, trips to Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and on the way home from that, we camped in Vermont, near Wilmington, Vermont. And then in September, towards the end of September, we camped in the Adirondacks near Long Lake at Lake Eaton Campground to take in the fall colors. So it was a great camping season, and I look forward to another one. Here's a view of one of the roads here as it winds down towards the lake. It's kind of a pretty setting, and we'll see what's going on down by the lake. I'm continuing to walk down the road towards the lake, and this time of year, if you look closely through the trees there, hard to see, but you can see the lake there. So we're getting closer, so let's continue on our way. Okay, we're really close to the lake now, and I wanted to show you here the Finger Lakes Trail. If you're not familiar with it, it's a huge hiking trail. It runs through a good part of New York State. It runs through here at Bowman Lake. If you go down here, and this is the trail, one of the trailheads here, and you can see some of the signs. Let me zoom in there. Finger Lakes Trail. This section of the trail heads up to a fire tower. It's an old fire tower that's here in Chenango County. The elevation up there is around 2,000 feet, and I believe it's the only fire tower here in this county. Of course, in the Adirondacks there are a lot of fire towers. My son and I have hiked to many of them. This over here is a sign that my son made back in 2010. He's an Eagle Scout, and he made this kiosk for the Finger Lakes Trail so they can put maps and information in here. I was a scout leader for many years, and helped quite a few Eagle Scouts through the program. I still volunteer in this area for the Eagle Scout Board of Review, so I help kids through their final stage of becoming an Eagle Scout. We'll see. My grandson is 3. He'll turn 4 in October. Next year at 5, he'll be able to join Scout, so we'll see if he wants to, or we'll see. That would be quite an experience of helping my grandson through scouting as well as my own son. So we'll continue over here towards the lake and see what we find. Okay, we've reached the lake here. They got a sign there about no fishing or boating on the beach area. We have a pretty good sized parking lot here. The lake isn't real big. It's like 35 acres, but they dammed it off way back in the early 60s. I believe it was a wetland, and they dammed it up to make a lake out of it. And I believe it was the CCC, the Civilian Conservation Corps that did this, and then they eventually made it into a state park. Well, here we've reached the lake, and you see they have a nice little playground here. You can hear the wind blow. It's always windy here at this location. In the summer, it feels really good. See, there's some ducks or something out here on the lake. I'm going to try to get my binoculars out to see what they are. There's a Canadian goose over there. We'll see what I can find. As you can see, it's a nice spot here. I believe the ducks out there were mergansers, common mergansers. From what I can tell, they're a little bit far out. I do have binoculars, but a little hard to say. But they look like common mergansers to me. I see some other person has showed up with walking their dogs. There's a popular spot for that as well. It's a nice spot here. You can see they got changing houses here for swimmers. There used to be a lifeguard here all the time, but it's been quite a few years now since there's been any lifeguards. So we're going to head up this path here and get some more views of the lake. As you can see, this is a big park here. So down this way is the concession stand. Behind the concession stand here is a deck. I'll take you back there. There's some nice views of the lake back here. As you can see here, some nice views of the lake and the beach area. It's a beautiful spot here. So quiet here. In the summer it does get busy, but things are spaced out enough, so it's still pretty quiet. Here's something you don't see very often. There's a couple of them here in the park, and I believe they still work for emergency purposes. Up this way is the pavilion. Like most parks, they have a pavilion. You can rent it out for events and so forth. So we'll take a quick look at this before I end my video. And here's the pavilion. Pretty nice shape. And from here, if you turn around, the stairway there, and you get a nice view of the lake down below. I'm going to take a quick break here. Thanks for watching with me. Going to end the video now from here at Bowman Lake State Park in central New York. Thanks for watching episode 2 of Leaf, Wing, and Sun. Stay tuned. I will probably make another video and or audio podcast here when we camp for Memorial Day weekend. Thanks again.